Hello, I'm back. I'll soon get these videos uploaded to YouTube. Just don't know when. I've been really busy with the campaign, and I'll say welcome to my channel. Thank you for watching. I will try to be very brief and very quick with this video because I am a bit tired and I have a call in about 15 minutes. I hope it's short and sweet. Anyhow, so since I've been working with the campaign, I usually take a little bit of time before I go to bed to just kind of brief up on the news, brush up on the news. So when I get with my volunteers and things, they ask me about what's going on in the news, I want to be well informed. And especially like things with Donald Trump and stuff, I want to be well informed so I'll know what to say according to what's coming from the White House and what's coming from his website and his sources. So that takes a lot of reading. And I find a lot of things I didn't know that I'm learning as I go. So thank God for that. And also in other news I read, sometimes I check on my home state of South Carolina and I check on, you know, just read things and read the news or whatever. And so, like I said, South Carolina has been really making the map what the political trends they have. South Carolina has always been a Republican state ever since the end of the Civil War. South Carolina switched from Democratic to Republican, and it has been Republican for decades. And I noticed every election I was watching on TV, South Carolina would always be the first red state to pop up on the map during the election poll results because South Carolina, they got it going on. They know who they want. They have some really great candidates down there. You have Senator Tim Scott, you have Nikki Haley, and when I was a younger kid, you had Ines Tenenbaum, who was head of the school, uh, the education department, if you will, in South Carolina. Great stuff, great stuff. You even have Lindsey Graham, who has really broke the silence and come out and spoke up and speak up and spoke out about Trump. And now I believe, Senator, he supports Trump fully now. So with that being said, South Carolina was making a great, great name for itself. However, in the city of Sumter, there has been quite the opposite. Their mayor in Sumter has retired after 20 years of service, being in office. And so there are people running for a mayor. And one woman in particular, a young lady named Sabrina Belcher, was one of the candidates. And so I came across this news piece, kind of find out this young woman, yes, in the picture she's 29 years old, she proceeds to fake her own kidnapping in order to gain sympathy votes. Yes, she faked her own kidnapping to gain sympathy votes. So I'm thinking, wow, people have really reached an all-time low in order to get votes. The way to get votes is do it the way it's been done for years. You knock on doors, you have phone banks, you put on commercials, you market yourself on social media, you get your ads out in the newspaper, you get yourself everywhere. You get yourself on billboards, on signs, you go to places of businesses, you go to different churches. I mean, that's what you do. You market yourself. That's really what campaigning is learning how to be businesslike and market yourself and then learn how to sell yourself and deliver promises. That's down to the bottom line. However, this woman decides to basically harm any chance she would have of running in the election or winning the election of mayor by falsifying a police report after her false kidnapping. And now this woman has a criminal record, so I really doubt that she will last in the race or will probably end up dropping out. Because people do not realize when you run for public office, your whole entire life is scanned and checked and vetted and screened before you and before the people that that's before a panel, basically, when you run for office. So the fact that now this woman has gone from just being a mayoral candidate, she now has a criminal record of a falsified police report, which is in most cases is a felony because when you falsify a police report, that is like really the lowest of the low. You wasted the police time. You tied up 911. It's really ridiculous. And the chief of police further stated, she was kind of found out about a police report, after they investigated this whole thing, that she was trying to discredit a fellow opponent. She was trying to frame someone in order to gain these sympathy votes. Now, that is the lowest of the low. Now, I'm going to quickly show you a picture of this young woman who is age 29 and a picture of her alleged attacker. I'm going to pull it up here. And I'm still learning how to use this technology stuff. So one day I will be able to have the picture superimposed to the side of me here. However, I'm still learning. Bear with me. All right, so let me pull up this picture of this woman. All right, just give me a second here. All right, so here it is. This is the lady here. Oh, wait, let me put in my big. All right, so. Come on, camera. Don't film me. Okay, so if you can see, this is the lady here. Now, this is the woman, and to the right of her is her accomplice, her alleged attacker that performed this kidnapping on live camera. Now, just take a look at this woman and this guy. Just take a quick look. Okay. Now that you have observed this lady, the first and foremost thing, when her picture first popped up on the news, when her picture first popped up on the news piece, I already knew that this whole story was fake. Because first of all, you could tell by the shape of this woman's face and her neck and everything that this is a very large lady. So I would like to know who in the world is going to try to kidnap this woman who is not on the small side. And so that's the number one dead giveaway. Lo and behold, an attacker looks for an easy target that they can subdue. I can see, God forbid, somebody my size being an easy target because I'm a smaller woman. I am average height. I'm on the small side. I'm not a large woman. Okay, attackers look for older people that are, they look for children, they look for women, they look for small people that they can easily take advantage of. This woman of this size and stature that I just showed you, nobody in the world could kidnap her because first of all, she's very large. It would be very difficult for a kidnapper to remove her from her vehicle or to drag her down or to even fight her. This woman can easily use her weight to subdue her attacker. Now, I understand sometimes things get caught on camera, but half the time the camera is not perfectly seated in front of the victim. It's either off to the side, and when an attack happens, it usually happens off camera because the phone gets thrown somewhere or it gets knocked off its base or whatever because you're in an attack. You're fighting. Nobody's thinking about where the phone is when you're attacked. And in the video, this attacker was like the worst actor in the history of the planet. And, he has an aluminum steel pole or a bat. And he's like, and you can tell he's not hitting her. And it's so poorly done. And then he proceeds to go bust out the windows in the car as if, I guess it's supposed to add to the effect of her being attacked. And my thing is, if you're being attacked, you're either going to drive off or you're going to fight back. And I'm pretty sure Mrs. Belcher, a woman of her size, can carry her own. So the fact that she didn't fight back, she didn't try to dial 911, she didn't try to drive off or speed off, is really strange to me. Because a real attack, and I'm tell you, a sister, you try to attack a black female, you will get a run for your life and possibly a beat down. I have a family member of mine who was handling some money, and she was sitting in the car about to pull off, and some guy tried to attack her. Well, guess what? That man ended up with a pin stabbed in his eye, and he was bleeding pretty bad when my family member got through with him. So I'm just saying, these a black sister. You try to attack a black sister, you're gonna get a run for money, or you're gonna get a beat down, or you're gonna get a severe injury, because it's just in us to fight back. Because of women, we have to defend ourselves. It's different for a man. Anyhow, so the fact number one, this woman is of a large stature. Number two, in the video, this phone is like how my phone is perfectly positioned, and you can see a nice angle of me and sitting in my room here. This is how this lady had it in her car. Right, I mean, she's right centered in the car. I mean, it's like in the scene. And then when the attacker, moves away from her with the bat, she looks in the camera, and all of her breast and stomach is exposed. I mean, she really exposed her size. And I'm thinking, when you're being attacked, you're not thinking about where the camera is. And she's like, oh no, trying to cover herself. Oh no, on the camera. Who looks for where the camera is when they're being attacked? I mean, this kidnapping was so poorly put together, so poorly planned. Even a 5-year-old can tell if that was fake. I mean, I don't know what they thought they were going to accomplish with this, but they didn't get very far. And it just looks bad on the city of Sumter. I actually was stationed in that very town a couple of years ago in the Air Force, and it's a very nice town. It's quiet, quaint little southern town. The businesses there, everything was military friendly. The people were nice and kind. I mean, I liked it. I mean, we were an hour east of Columbia. If you really wanted to go do more things, a lot of people went to Columbia, but Sumter was a nice break away from the city. So, I mean, it was a nice small little town. And it's a quaint little town, you're not that far from the beach, about an hour and a half from the beach. Nice little spot. So, I mean, she really embarrassed her entire town by doing this. And she really embarrassed Sultana, this is Juicy Smollett, the bigger, updated, bolder version. Southern style. Southern fried style. A year ago, you had the Juicy Smollett case where he, wanted to say, well, I've been attacked by, first of all, 2 white male Republican men, Trump supporters, wearing Trump hats. First of all, most white Republican men, that demographic, the white Republican men that wear the Trump hats and all that good stuff, I seriously doubt that demographic is going to know who Juicy Smollett is to go pick him out in Chicago. That's pretty much all black city in the middle of the night when the weather is like freaking 45 degrees below freezing. The wind chill was that bad. I remember we had that cold snap across the United States. It was so cold that pipes in my old house froze and almost busted. And I was home with the heat on. I mean, my heat was on high and my pipes in my house still froze. That's how cold it was. It was so cold in Philadelphia, it shut the whole city down. Nobody was going to school. Nobody was doing anything. It was crazy. So I know Philadelphia got shut down. Chicago, which is very, very cold because they're up by the Great Lakes and stuff. And that cold off the water is no joke. And it's like 16 degrees below freezing. Then the wind chill makes it negative 45 degrees. That is freaking cold. That's like Arctic temperatures. So I'd like to know who in the world gonna go out in that kind of weather to go find this French actor, Juicy Smollett. He's French, he's black, and he's gay. Like Trump supporters, white Trump supporters, even know who this man is. I mean, that empire doesn't really appeal to that demographic, and that's not no harm in saying that. It doesn't. And I'm thinking, you come on, dude, you know this is a lie. Then you kind of find out it was two black African men he hired and two. That's privilege when you can hire actors as alleged attackers and lie and say there was two white Trump supporters, like Trump supporters watch Empire and like Trump supporters know who Juicy Smollett is. Like really, come on now. And then the LGBT alphabet, whatever the rest of that stuff is, they add on. They're gonna start this campaign with justice for Juicy and all this nonsense. Justice for Juicy. First of all, this man was lying. Y'all should watch the Dave Chappelle snippet on this. But I mean, really? And then they were mad. And then I remember in the news how people were saying, well, the black community didn't stand behind him. We don't stand behind him because number one, you're lying. And number two, you look like a fool saying these things and know that this wasn't true. Now, I will say the black community will stand behind people, but not when you're lying and you look really foolish. I mean, come on now. The city of Chicago was angry as a whole. The chief of police over the Chicago police force, he was not happy at all. He was like, this is ridiculous. This man should be tried, basically, should have the book thrown at him for falsifying a police report. But he's got privilege, so he got that Hollywood privilege, so he got off, he got off. Anyhow, so I guess in South Carolina, I guess they're going to really have a Justice for Juicy campaign going on, for Miss Juicy here. You got Juicy Smollett, and you got this Juicy lady here, the Juicy victim. I'm like, what is this, another Justice for Juicy? Well, that's so stupid. Well, Justice for Juicy. You're going to justify a liar? And the thing is, this woman act like a victim when she got caught. You were lying. You play the victim, pretend to be the victim, and then turn around and act like the victim when you got caught in your lie. Really? Like, what sense does that make? What? What sense? Because please tell me. Anybody want to tell me what in the Juicy Smollett 5.0 outdated, larger, bolder version nonsense is this? Please tell me. Because your homegirl is lost. Anyhow, I got to get on this call. So I'll talk with you soon. I'm still waiting on the food. It should be here soon. But thank you for watching. Be blessed and have a good night.